Searching podcasts for Dave, and one more time.
As we begin a new year, many of you are bound and determined to make New Year's resolutions. Well, the fact that you are tuning into these two Biocs suggests you need to work a little harder on your self-improvement plans. Maybe go for a walk, have a salad, read a book, or, well, just be another couillon and turn these two fools up. This is Dave and Juan.
And 3.
Number 2.
Think about it. And 1.
Woohoo!
All right, and this time of year, it's like Happy New Year, right?
That's right. And thank you for saying Happy New Year as opposed to Happy New Year's.
Well, we can get into our pet peeves in a little bit, but yeah. So hey, it's we're back, America. Took a week off. All right.
Much deserved, much earned, well earned.
Whether they believe that or not, I don't know or care. I know we know. And hey, we are back. So again, America, you're welcome.
You're welcome, man. A whole new year.
Absolutely welcome. I'm Dave.
I'm Juan.
And this is Dave and Juan.
More time.
Thank you kindly. We got 2 weeks of foolishness to get into one episode. So here we are. This is the last day. As we do this, it is the last day of 2022.
That's right.
We're closing out a crap year. Shouldn't say it that way. It was actually a really good year on many levels. Personally, I hope it was for you as well. It was an exceptional year. A lot of great things happened this year. On a Martin micro level, it was a pretty good year. And if I just stop paying attention to what's happening in the world, it's great.
Right.
Yeah.
In my little world, in this somewhat survivable corner of Baton Rouge, it's been okay.
It's okay. Sometimes you got to step back and realize that, right? I mean, sometimes ignorance is bliss.
It's lovely.
One of my resolutions for next year: be more ignorant. Just be more ignorant. It's when I'm paying attention that I get upset. So I just need to stop paying as much attention, and we'll get through it. But yeah.
Right,
so some of these
it's not
things,
anything you're doing that's upsetting you. It's stuff that everybody else is doing.
It's just people. But yeah. So eventful things since we were on last. We had the freeze and a real freeze. Not a pretend South Louisiana, South Texas. Oh man, it got the 30 degree. No,
got to get my jacket.
Freaking freeze comes in and kills everything, man. All your plants, right? You just like your yard looks like. My yard looks like somebody just hit me with Roundup. Like a marauding band of landscapers just sprayed Roundup on all my flowers.
Yeah, we had a couple of plants when it was getting to that, and it's like, all right, I got it's some of these big heavy clay pots, and I ended up putting them like on a little furniture dolly, and wheeling them into the garage.
Oh, dude, they'll die in the garage.
Not from the freeze. A couple of them were already dead, so I just said, I'm not putting forth the effort on those.
Yeah. So you have an attached garage?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay, so you might have enough heat from the house to, because I have a detached, and you fooling yourself. You put anything in, you put anything in there thinking, oh, I'm gonna save it. No, you're not. Well, but there you go. So that's so folks up north they've had it much rougher than we did, but
but it's still, it's what you're used to and what you deal with. I sent you a text from one of my employees, one of my management people, or people I manage, like the day before, going to text me. It's always trying to figure out how to get out of work.
That's it.
How will I know if the roads are closed tomorrow?
I'll call you. That's what you said. If you don't hear from me, go to work.
Right. It's So, I wanted to say, when you get on the bridge, if your car spins uncontrollably, then you shouldn't be driving.
Yeah, then you could probably go home. Then see
Yeah.
if you can back out of there.
Otherwise, go to work. But I'd be darned if I didn't stupidly post on Facebook that morning that, despite the temperatures, my daughter had swim practice and I had to bring her.
There you go.
Well, so same employee text me, I saw that you were up. Yeah, she saw it.
You can't
The
be on
road's
Facebook.
frozen.
You can't be on Facebook with your employees, man. Just
Yeah, well,
can't. And
hopefully
they don't watch this.
Yeah.
And hopefully they don't watch this nonsense. But which is scary because I can't tell you how many folks over the past couple of weeks just randomly are commenting and talking about listening to the podcast. And I'm like, man, I kind of wish you wouldn't. I mean, this is like, it becomes a little more work when people are saying, oh yeah, and giving you suggestions on, you know what y'all need to talk about? And I'm like, man, we don't even know what we're talking about when we get on.
Right.
But so how was your Christmas, by the way? Good Christmas?
Good, man. It was great.
Went
down to my dad's. He had, for the first time, both of his great grandchildren together.
Oh,
so
nice.
He really enjoyed that.
Very nice. Did you pull out the good piece of plywood?
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he
nice.
did. I think he had to flip it over just to make sure, you don't want to use one side all the time.
Don't wear it out. If you got a good piece of holiday plywood, you got to, take care of that. That's an heirloom, bro. That's an heirloom.
We served, it's Christmas
Nice.
lunch off of the fancy eating table, pool table covered with the flowers.
Nice. Very nice. Yeah, we spent we did Christmas Eve mass, and then so we did the exchanging of the gifts on Christmas Eve because we spent the better part of Christmas driving to Louisiana.
Y'all drove like Christmas afternoon.
No, morning, bro. Well, we're supposed to leave in the morning, and unfortunately, my younger son, who's not young, he's a man. He's the biggest guy.
Relatively, he's younger.
He's the biggest guy in the house. He's the biggest mule in my house. Well, unfortunately, on Christmas Day, wake up, he doesn't feel great, and neither does my wife. So it's sort of, why not running fever or nothing? They just don't. I don't know if it's something we ate the night. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So they're not feeling great. So your boy right here, it ends up being, I load the car, I load the presents. And I mean, it's a bunch of,
So y'all take all the gifts and everything. I guess not the gifts that y'all give each other, or do y'all?
No. Those stay here. But we've got, my wife is an extremely generous woman, more generous. My family and relatives ought to be nice, or ought to be pleased with how incredibly generous my wife is. So there's a lot of gifts to load up. So that's always, in trying to load up a vehicle, that just to give yourself at least a little bit of a window in the back when you're making a 5.5, 6 hour drive.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we got a slightly late start, but so there's nothing to put you in the Christmas mood more. And we ended up being in two vehicles because my son had come up in his car, so they did,
Yeah,
but,
so you stayed.
Yeah, so nothing puts you in the Christmas mood more than driving on. And here's the interesting thing. So I made sure we tanked up, right? Because you don't know what's open and what's closed.
Right, I was gonna say, is there a lot?
Surprisingly, and I thought, man, look, so help me. So there's a place called Buc-ee's. You know Buc-ee's. We love Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is the greatest American. We did the last Christmas presents I bought were at Buc-ee's on the way in, man, and wherever the Buc-ee's is on I-10 heading out of Houston. One of my godsons is like, what does this guy? He's impossible to buy for, right? So really, what? He probably like Buc-ee's. So I bought, got him the Buc-ee's outfit, the Buc-ee's sweatshirt, the Buc-ee's sweatpants, camouflage sweatpants, man.
Nice.
You talk about high class redneck, man.
Could have got him a pulled brisket sandwich.
Yeah, should have. Now that you say that, but so we know Buc-ee's is open. Buc-ee's is always open. Like I say, open Christmas Day and packed, dude. Because everybody that travels on Christmas knows, okay, you can hit the Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's is going to be open and whatever. So driving along, I'm noticing, I'm paying attention on this long drive. What's open? Like what's open on Christmas Day, dude? One of the establishments open on Christmas Day. The Lion's Den Adult Superstore Oh,
on the other side of
think,
Lake Charles.
no. I think there's more than one between here and dude.
Yes, because I think there's one on each side along the service road that you have to seemingly exit.
I mean, look, I normally say I'm not judging, but I am judging. If it's Christmas,
so in other words, if you're on that side of town, on that side of the state, and CVS is closed, so you can't get your wife perfume for that last minute Christmas shopping.
Christmas Day, the adult superstore is open. Now I can honestly look, dude. I have never stepped foot in. I have no idea what goes on in there. But here's what I'm a little curious again, because I'm driving. My brain has time to work. I'm driving, and I've always wanted. I'm driving. They call it a superstore. Now, what constitutes an adult?
Those of you who don't know, it's an adult novelty store
or whatever, and not the kind of novelties that you bring home to grandma. Like you don't go shop. Well, I guess I got to see who your grandma is. But and I was thinking, so back in the day, there were regular Walmarts, and they didn't become Walmart superstores, super centers until they started adding groceries. So I'm wondering if they actually sell groceries in that. Maybe there's a bread section. Maybe they sell bread and milk in there too. I don't know what constitutes, right? That it's a no. This isn't a regular.
It's a legit question,
right? I think so. Inquiring minds want to know, but they're open on Christmas. But yeah, so good drive, good visit in Louisiana, the old stomping grounds. I did some.
I was supposed to go down. That's why when I told you I had plans this morning, I was supposed to be going to Thibodeau this morning to meet a couple of friends for lunch. Two of the female friends I had in college. Although I did not date them.
You wanted to. Look, man, we've had that conversation before. Nobody. Maybe things are different now. I think they are. My sons hang out with girls, and I don't know what the story is there, but not in our day, dude. You did not have.
Dude, I hung out with a gang of them.
Man, listen. If guys back in our day, if you either were trying to date them, or they were an avenue to help you date someone else.
Well, I'm not saying that I wasn't actively trying to date them, but if an opportunity would have arose, maybe not for a date, but
let's chalk that one another one up that Dave was right. Okay, I all I want to
let me tell you something though.
As we close out this year,
if you think it's hard to make lunch plans with your wife, try making them with two women who aren't your wife. This is supposed to happen Tuesday.
Oh man.
I think it's supposed to happen Monday, then Tuesday, then yesterday at noon, then yesterday at 11, then today, then not.
There you go. That's why you don't have guy friends. I caught up with one of my guy friends. Mm-hmm. I had like zero time on this trip, but I caught up with my old buddy Lee. Where's Lee, the ring guy? We didn't even have that conversation. We caught up on all kinds of other things, but we didn't talk about the reminisce on the old missing wedding ring fiasco. But so if you're going to eat out in Thibodeau, apparently, I mean, shout out to Thibodeau. They must be doing well. We went to eat out on Thursday night, random Thursday night. Dude, they got some people, man. All the restaurants are crowded. It's like it's. So, me, I drive around saying, I guess we don't got a recession over here. I mean, it's all shout out to Boudreaux and Thibodeau's. You ever been to that place? It's a restaurant
in Thibodeau.
It's in Houma.
No, there's one in Baton Rouge. I didn't know there was one there.
It's called Boudreaux and Thibodeau.
It could be totally different one.
These are not spelled with an X. They don't have an X on the end of it. Looks like a little hole in the wall. When I say that, I love hole in the wall places, and my in-laws love this place. And it's down in Houma off of, like I said, the old part. I'm trying to think again, whatever. But it's Boudreaux and Thibodeau's. Shout out. So if anybody's around there, some people are gonna say, "Oh, I'm saying that," they're saying, "I forgot that place was around." Good stuff. Like that's authentic Cajun. I used to have people that bring me all over the place when I travel. A Cajun. It's hard to find Cajun restaurants now, but
yeah.
Or like you come to New Orleans and you want people to say they want to eat Cajun. Well, they won't drive all the way to Houma for it. Right there, man. And while I'm recommending, I got the fried oyster and fried shrimp
The
platter?
combo?
The combo? Yeah. They bring it to your plate and you look at them right away and say, bring me a box too. There's no way. No freaking way I'm eating all this. Good. So there you go.
Yeah, we used to go to a place here, you get a shrimp po' boy, and there was enough shrimp that would fall off your po' boy that you could make another shrimp po' boy.
There you go. And that's how we like it. We're simple people. We like good food and give me a ton of it. Give me a lot. Right? Didn't cost you that. You know, it's all, like I said, and they were busy too. So apparently things are blowing and going fantastically down the bayou. But yeah, it was nice. It was nice.
Yeah. We went eat out at our annual Christmas Eve after church dinner at Waffle House.
Wait, you go to Waffle House?
Heck yeah.
I mean, I'm not judging that. That's your, yeah. We used to go to IHOP. Yeah, we used to do IHOP.
We go from church. We go to 4:00 church, then go to Waffle House.
Man,
then come home and open matching pajamas.
Y'all do that too?
You know, it's not like Joey and Riley had something that matched, and me and Elijah get like the pajama pants that match.
We don't. I don't put mine on Facebook anymore. So my mother-in-law, God love her, it's a tradition forever. And every Christmas, both our family and my wife's sister's family, and she gets us all matching pajamas. And so yes, we open presents all wearing matching pajamas. You kind of, and you might share those pictures in a text, especially like to mother-in-law, to show, hey, look, we got them. Thanks. And I want you to know they were worn. But
we went out to
I'm
dinner.
not a big I'm not a big matching. Yeah. I'm not a big match.
A couple of nights before Christmas, we actually went out to a non-Waffle House restaurant. And there was a family there in matching pajamas at the restaurant.
Hey man, not even judging.
And the dad was like, burly looking guy. And so of course when I'm leaving, it's like, no harm, no foul. So I just walk up to him and I said, be honest, this is your idea. He didn't find much humor in my comment.
You didn't find it funny, huh? Well,
yeah.
I'm not the one sitting and matching. Wait, what restaurant were you in?
Don's Seafood Restaurant.
Oh, okay. He went out to like an actual restaurant in public,
right, yeah,
wearing pajamas. Don't give me the stink eye when I point out, bruh. Now you could almost pull that out in a Waffle. You'd almost expect that in a Waffle House. That's not the
Waffle House. If they were new pajamas, you'd be dressed a lot better than some of the people.
That's a normal Thursday, right? I mean, you don't need a holiday for that. You walk into a Waffle House, somebody's in there in their pajamas. That's just gonna happen. So that video, was it a Waffle House or which?
It was Waffle House.
That big old brawl that broke out.
Yeah, but I just read somewhere a little while ago that actually happened in 2021.
Oh, okay. All right.
Regardless, that girl, that wasn't the first chair she dodged with a forearm.
You can say, I mean, that white girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just saying, look, I'm sorry. There's no other way for me to describe this, especially those of you that aren't watching. We're not going to show the picture, but I remember seeing the meme and or like somebody in the video, and somebody said, white girl showed up or something like that. I forget what she was, man. Look.
Dude, she like Wonder Woman. She throws that forearm up,
dude,
takes the aluminum chair in the forearm, bounces off of it.
Mean, like that was legit Wonder Woman moves there. Like like somebody should take that clip and play the Wonder Woman song underneath. Wonder Woman. And then like at the end of it, this girl like getting ready to throw another chair, and she's looking at her like, throw it, go. Man.
Yeah, that was tough.
I got my Waffle House posse right here. Hang on.
Now I saw just I saw that version of it, but then I saw just, I guess, an extended clip of it that people were videoing outside. There must have been 20 people outside pressed up against the window with their cameras rolling video on it.
I hate people. I hate that. I hate that we live in a society now that's pretty much what happens. Nobody tries to help anybody do anything, but they want to record it. But let me tell you something. If I'm working in the Waffle House and I'm behind the counter, I don't care who it is. I don't care. Man, woman, child, whatever. You come over the counter onto my side, the counter, dude. We got tools back here. I got spatulas and knives and grease. And look, man,
you also got a hot grill I could smash your face into.
Oh, look, man, it will not go the way you planned, right? And it's all you got to do is one. That's all you.
Yeah,
I used to say that all the time about certain situations. You just got to shoot one. Look at that mob. Just got to shoot one. That's it.
Nobody wants to be the second one.
Nobody got it. You ain't got to do any mass shooting here. You don't even have to kill anybody. Just shoot them in the leg. They will get the point. Enough. We're not having no looting here tonight. And we're not having, y'all are not going to ruin a pleasant evening in the Waffle House. Right. Look at all the patrons of the Waffle House here.
And jumping over that counter, you're going to slip. I mean, how much grease is over there? You're not getting a firm footing on that to get a good punch landed.
Well, there you go. I don't know. Also, so I spent time, and when I'm there, it's one of the things I'm in Thibodeau. These projects in my head. Well, speaking of my head, for those of you that are wondering, and I know you probably wondered, in the house in Thibodeau, at my mom's house, you walk into the house and they got that big laundry room. If you ever wondered, they got different sets of cabinets. You got the lower cabinets, you got the counter, and then you got the higher cabinets. If you ever wondered when you open up that was higher cabinets, just how low does that door get? It gets right there. It gets about 5'10". It's about 5'9", 5'10" off the ground because I dang near concussed myself cleaning. And thankfully I had a hat on. I had a cap on. Dude, I drew blood through a cap.
Ouch. Ooh, I see it.
Man. And here's what those of you out there, let's talk about the physics of stand. When you stand up, right? So if you're down doing something or even bent over, when you stand, you don't do that slowly.
No,
right?
Well, it's momentum. It's you're going to lift your head to 5'10", 5'11".
You're basically launching. You're not jumping, but when you come up, you're coming up. And man, and I caught that. And you may have had, we're old. This happened before, but when you hit your head hard enough that you wonder if that noise you just heard was a literal, like, was that a noise that somebody in the next room heard?
Did I just hear that in my own head?
Or is that what just happened inside my skull? That like, wow. And then you kind of do that. All right, am I okay? All right, am I let's put it this way. If life ran like the NFL, they'd have brought me to the tent. I'd have been brought to the blue tent.
Unless, of course, you were with the Miami Dolphins.
That's right. They would have assessed me to see whether or not whether or not I could resume cleaning out some closets. But there you go. That and my son for my birthday, I think we joked about this before. I left it in Thibodeau. He bought me a pressure washer.
Mm-hmm.
And so it'd been in the box in one of the storage sheds there since August or September. And I always said, I left it there because I'm going to do, the house in Thibodeau, and I'm going to do some press. So, man, on whatever day it was, Wednesday, I think, once it warmed up enough, that's crazy about South Louisiana too, right? I mean, like, you're bundled up trying not to die of freeze, and I'm pressure washing a day and a half later. But so I had to put that thing together. I was actually proud of myself being able to put together because of course it doesn't come right out of the box. It's like and you're in trouble when there's instructions in Spanish and in French.
17 languages.
In French. Who the heck puts instructions? Seriously? Y'all saw a lot of these in Paris?
The problem for me with that is if I'm trying to follow the instructions and then I put the instruction booklet or guide or whatever you call it down, and then I go grab it again, inadvertently or undeniably, I'm going to be on another language. I'm not gonna begrudge this company. I can't remember what it was because it's some fly. I said it was fly by night, but it actually worked. It was separate manual, so at least I had a separate English manual. Right now, why didn't I throw the Spanish? Here's what's funny. I said, here's why I'm ridiculous. I picked up everything. I picked up the Spanish and French instruction manuals just in case. You never know. Bro, you might have to sell that one day and it could be a selling point.
Or, I could have French friends, come by and, they'd say, I would love to pressure wash, but I don't know how. Hey, look at this right there. I got a manual for you right there, buddy, that explains the little nozzles and which one to use. So I'm doing pressure washing, and I remembered a couple things about an hour into the job. I remembered why you pay other people to pressure wash. right? It seems pressure washing is the kind of thing that always seems like it's going to be more fun than it is. Pressure washing is fun for like a minute.
Right. And then once you start,
you can't
stop.
Well, I started, and silly me, I started front of the house. Pressure washing, it's pretty nice sized porch,
So now you doubly can't stop because people could see it.
And then I started the sidewalk, and I remembered something about that house in Thibodeau. Everything's big. Everything on that dang house is big. Dude, I pressure washed for about 3.5 hours straight.
Unless you got that little circular brush thing that attaches, it's basically like cleaning with a pencil eraser.
You're scraping. That's right.
Yeah.
And then you got to come back a lot. And dude, yeah, I know. Trust me, it's still fresh. It's fresh in my memory. No, it's a clean looking sidewalk.
I'll do it myself. And now we've just got, a little parking pad basically, so it's no big deal. But where we used to live, it was, a long driveway, and I got to checkerboard it because I'm a little OCD like that. So I've got to feel like I've accomplished something. I'll do one square at a time. Yeah. But then you get down to the sidewalk and the curb, and it becomes, okay, how far do I do this beyond the property line?
Because when you stop, you stop.
Right. So and it's like, am I that jerk? Or
I am. Oh, I'm not going half an inch beyond my property line. Are you kidding me? You think I'm pressure washing somebody else's sidewalk? I'll let the rest of the world know right there. That guy, that guy thinks enough of the neighborhood to, and then
what's a dude here who I live at a townhome. And so there's a guy who lives at a townhome down the way. I may have mentioned this before, who does it, stops on the line, but also, so you share a wall, which means there's a section of bricks that you share. You can see the line down the bricks where they got pressure wash there.
He wants you to know. He wants you to know.
Between the garage, so basically, another 3 sweeps of the washer, he'd have had it done.
I got a neighbor across the street, great guy. He's in his 80s. I say he's a great guy. He is a great guy. He's an ornery old dude. I kind of envy him. It's kind of like, man, I think that's how I'd like to be. Still mobile, still got your wits. He's slowing down a little bit, but the longest time, man, he out there. I catch him every day, especially in the summer, about 4 o'clock, man, got himself a big old rum and coke, walking around. He's just living life, living the dream. But he I guess yard work is what keeps him going. Obviously they're retired forever, and they used to travel a lot. They're not traveling as much as they used to. This guy will come out and sweep the street in front of his house, dude. And I'm not talking about, there's not trash. There might be a couple every now and then. There's leaves, but sometimes it's just street dirt. It happens. Street, you kind of build up, sweeping it. I'm just like,
my dad doesn't go to that extent, but he does. It's yard work constantly. Has his drink on his swing every day at 5. But a friend of mine texted me last week, said, I bumped into your dad at church, told him his back's hurting from vacuuming. Maybe you should get him a Roomba. I said, either that or maybe I should let him know that he lives in a house by himself and it doesn't require being vacuumed every day.
A Roomba. We got a Roomba, and again, the house in Thibodeau, and we had, and this is, and she, everything turned out okay, I guess. But my mom, we still have a little bit of guilt on this. We bought her a Roomba years ago when they were living in Cutoff, and they're by themselves, getting older, and my mom, it's hard to keep up with the house and stuff, and we'd always, we saw that, and it's one of the things. Oh yeah, that might be kind of neat. My wife even said, I'm just worried. I'm worried that, your mom might trip on it, or, so we finally, one day bit the bullet one time. Said, yeah, no, that'd probably be great. And we got the nicest one we could get, man. Nice Roomba. Apparently she walked into a room one time and was under the bed. He kind of came out. She didn't see it. Tripped.
Oh, wow.
Fell into a closet door, like broke a closet door falling into it. And like a rotator cuff damage. That's not the kind of thing you want in your 70s, right? No. It's not, and we just felt, and we meant well. And my wife always said that, in the back of my head, I was like, okay. Years later, different house, much bigger house, or whatever. And that freaking Roomba, it's been sitting there in a corner in the laundry room for a while. And when I was there this last trip, my mom said, I think we could plug that in and let it go into the big den and stuff and let it. I'm just like, that thing almost killed you one time. I mean, like,
why you want to sit for a couple hours with your feet up?
Man, I can't I can't believe we still own that thing. That thing like put you in the hospital, man.
We have one, but I'm usually just sitting around, so I'm not walking around in danger of tripping on anything.
No danger of tripping on the Roomba.
Nah.
Well, we're talking injuries. All right. I don't know why this pops into my head, but so driving back, I'm on the road a lot this last few days. So driving back into Texas, coming back into Houston, and there's billboards on this stretch about an hour out of Houston, and it's advertising, I guess, a certain emergency room. And I don't know if it's like an urgent care kind of deal or whatever. I'm not going to look it up. It's just called an XYZ emergency room. I think it was like patients or something. So the billboards are, imagine like they're horizontally, they're split in the middle, and like the message is on the top. It's such and such. Oh, it says why, like a question, why XYZ emergency room, and then I guess the answer is beneath. The first billboard, huge billboard, we come to why such and such emergency room. The answer: hot coffee. Hot coffee. They're advertising. You come to our emergency room. Hot coffee.
Yeah, but apparently, they're advertising people who may not have real emergent needs.
You thought about it a little bit different than I did, but yeah. I'm like, seriously? Like, is that on your top list of so my thing is when you're shopping for an emergency room.
Right. That's it. Hey, honey, I got a compound fracture. Go to that place, I've got coffee.
Yeah, no. Let's drive by the closest three. They got hot coffee at that other one. Another one of these signs says, why, blah, blah, blah. And the answer underneath is local faces. Local face. Well, first of all, any face you see is local. Okay, I'm sorry.
Right. You're not, I don't care where you are. You're not seeing the owner. So.
And if you're really injured, do you freaking care? Like, bro, I don't know you. Who you are? I want to know
advertise hot nurses.
I want to know who you might get more. Well, but the hot coffee, right? Hot nurses. They don't even have to change that much of the but local faces, right? Now my thing there was also, well, that I don't know in some areas if that's actually a selling point. Because I grew up with a lot of couillons that, what I'm saying? If I'm in an emergency room, I'm okay if you went.
We always say if you're in the emergency room in Napoleonville, you're okay. They don't shoot you out as soon. You're all right. So again, I don't want to see the local faces in my emergency room.
That's right. That's like I said. I grew up with most of these people. I wouldn't trust them to park my car. I don't want them. Right? You can expand the recruitment net just a little bit.
Well, down the street, there's this heart surgeon. He's supposed to be one of the best guys in the country, best surgeon in the country. And I need a specialist. But I heard he's from Cincinnati. I'm not going to him. I want that guy from the bayou.
That's right. I want that guy that I used to see getting stoned behind the.
Yeah.
You think I'm making that up, dude? I would never do it, but you just these stories you hear later. From like there were guys that I went to school with, and maybe not necessarily in my graduating class, but I know who they are, who later on you found out like became doctors and stuff. And you always thought, oh man, they must have cleaned up their act. No, apparently they never did. Like some of the stories I get with people that, again, but that's the thing about getting older too. It's when you get to a point where you look around and realize, oh, wait a minute. Oh, you grow up thinking, oh man, you got to be a special kind of person to be a lawyer or to be a doctor or to be whatever. And you realize later, like, oh, or even lower bar as a professor. Dude, in some ways, I'm a professor now.
I was going to say,
get out of here. I know. I catch that all the time. I'm standing in front of the room saying, I can't believe I'm doing this. Like, and the sad part is, I think I know what I'm, you never want to say this to a group of students, but just say, listen, I understand how low the bar actually is.
Yeah, of all your professors, I am the both the least and the most qualified.
100%. I'm the least couillon guy you're gonna see here today. I was telling that to my wife, and we'll see what happens. But there's something we're talking about, the possibility of, I don't know, I may get a little bit more involved. We'll see in education. Okay. And I was saying, you know what? If I'm teaching a business class or business classes, I literally, especially the way that things are wired today, you try to make things as close to real life as you can. Like if you're going to
forget a textbook.
Okay. And if you're going to teach, young men and women, and or people coming back, if you're going to teach people about the reality of business and how the world works, I said, you know what? I would make it, if you are here every day, if you make every class on time, that's 10 points. That's a 10. Yeah. That's a 10 point. In other words, if you earn a 60 through tests and projects, it's a 70. If you earn a B going into like finals, you don't have to show up. You got an A. You're not going to get, but you know what I'm saying? Because most of life is showing up.
Half the battle.
Half the battle is showing up. And you know what? If something technically happens, and yes, it is impossible, you can't be here. Okay, let's hear it. It better be a good, and it's, and she was like, well, that actually kind of makes sense. I said, there you go. If you want to teach people look, man, and look, some days you're going to show up and man, it's going to be worth being here. And some days you're going to show up and man, it was kind of a waste of time. Welcome to the world. Welcome to life. That's going to work every day.
That's a 50-50 balance. You're lucky.
That's right. That's right. My goal is to only suck 50% of the time. Yeah. My goal is that you only think you wasted your time half the time when you're in here. But that's it. That's life, man.
Some points, you get paid. So
show up.
We had a guy yesterday because the Mr. Kitty's a couple of weeks ago, or the room where his litter box is, he locked himself out of it, so he relieved himself on my couch. But it's under warranty. The
cat or the couch?
The couch. So the guy came yesterday to check it out, and he said, "Oh, that's yesterday was a real nasty weather day here." We said, "All right, man, appreciate you coming out and all this weather stuff." And he said, "Hey, I'm not here for free. I'm getting paid." And I said, "See, that's an attitude. I like that attitude, man."
So as we were getting up to the halfway point here, we're gonna cut off. But I'm trying to get my head around the fact that your cat relieved itself on your sofa, and you call the guy.
Yes, it's covered.
You call? What do you mean covered?
It's under warranty.
So if a cat pees on your sofa, you bring a guy in.
He's going, I'm getting new sofa pads.
I cannot believe you are Mr. Semino's son. Your dad would have just scrubbed that. Your dad would have got some Dawn dishwashing detergent, squirted a little bit on there, brushed it, would have been done. You got a guy come.
Yep.
Man.
It's warranted against anything but jaws and claws. That's what they tell you.
Didn't he tell you, hey, how about you don't lock your cat out of the litter box room?
Yeah, not my cat.
And is that a little break that we take that nobody knows we take until we say we take it?
That's right. It's worth the effort.
We're just talking about the urination problem you seem to have in your house. Juan, with not you personally, but
not me. It's with Mr. Kitty. It's just a one-time thing,
So did he stain it? What kind? Okay, I'm going to be Columbo here. I got to figure this out because I still can't get my head around the fact that any.
No, I don't think it was stained, but
how'd you know,
warranty, man?
Did you pay extra for a warranty?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I didn't think couches came with a warranty. I mean, I don't know. I don't read.
Well, at Rooms to Go, they do, bro.
There you go, free ad. So hey, anybody out there say who we plugged today? We plugged Boudreaux and Thibodeau's,
emergency room on your drive home.
Full endorsement
with hot coffee.
Hot coffee and local faces. I think it's called Friends or Patience emergency room. And then now Rooms to Go apparently
Rooms
for
to Go.
with
the cat pees on your couch. Take care of it.
Did you just smell it? How did you know? I mean, how long? Okay, let me do Columbo. What is the color of the couch? The couch in question is what color?
Everything in a box. My colors are all in the box of 8 crayons. So it's a shade of, it's green, but it's like a dark blue green maybe.
It's a blue green maybe. Is it a pattern or is it just a
No, it's
solid
solid.
color?
It's a mid-century modern couch.
Okay. A pattern would have been a little bit better because patterns hide stuff, right? That's a problem. See, now
And it's
if I'm
dark, so
if I'm the defense attorney, I would have questioned your, why you go with a solid color, and I'm guessing it's cloth of some kind, right? Because
yeah.
leather you'd have just, all right. So yeah, all right. So how did you know? Could you see there was something? Or could you smell it?
One morning I woke up, and I was leaving early. I was working at church. I was working for the Lord.
Objection, Your Honor. That's what the fact he was going to church has nothing to do with this story. He is trying to
doing some volunteer work for the Lord.
He is trying to sway the jury.
And I smelled what smelled like cat pee, but I was I was late, so I had to leave. And then when Joey woke up a couple hours later, because she wasn't doing the work of the Lord, so she got to sleep in. She smelled it and discovered the wet spot on the couch.
Gotcha. And that's when it became an issue because your wife smelled it, man. Okay. All right. Now,
the good thing though, check this out, because it's it's got like what do you call it? Like a little chaise on the end of it. You can prop your feet up. And yesterday when the guy was here, he puts like an orange dot on the spots and takes pictures of it. And one of the dogs had been on that other part of the couch and apparently drooled on it. So it had a little wet spot on it, which would certainly dry within 3 minutes. But he took a picture of that too, like it was a spot. So we're getting that pad replaced too.
Not when I send this video to Rooms to Go. Little did you know, I'm an agent for Rooms to Go, Juan. We're just, trying to, oh man. All right. I always wonder why those things exist. You're the guy.
They do.
The guy. Proud moment.
I was going to tell you another not appliance, but story about purchasing and returning things this week. But I needed a heat gun just for a little while, so I borrowed one from Lowe's. But I'm going to keep it.
I forgot you that guy. A heat gun.
Yeah.
Explain to me what that is again.
It's a blow dryer, but it blows hotter than a blow dryer.
Or an industrial blow dryer.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Elijah's taking off some window tint on his car. So you need
some wind.
You got to heat it up.
And ask him why he put it on in the first place.
No, he didn't. He bought the car used.
Gotcha.
And had it.
Gotcha.
And so I said, I'm not, I tried with like a regular blow dryer and stuff. And I said, I'm not freaking spending $40 on a heat gun to use one time. I kept the box all neat and everything. And, I decided. No.
Don't do that, man. You're not.
Then though, because I didn't,
you're not indigent for goodness sake. I mean, come on, dude.
Maybe that's why I'm not. It set off the alarm when we were leaving. And unlike Walmart, they don't even check the receipt. They just took the box out and scanned it to take the security thing off and let you go. I said, man, we could have stole that thing. They wouldn't know. Here I am worrying about returning it.
I'm just the opposite, man. It needs to be something really expensive and really broken for me to return stuff. I just hate it. I hate the process. I'm not telling you I've never done it. I'm so bad. Here's what I realized yesterday, because we left and I knew we were leaving. We were going to be in Louisiana when the hard freezes were hitting. So I got extension cords all over the place and light bulbs trying to save plants and bushes. And dude, I must have accumulated over the past 10 years. I bet you I can run an extension cord from here to your house.
Dude,
right? I'm in Sugar Land, Texas. You're in Baton Rouge. I bet you I can almost get there, man. I mean, I could at least reach the adult superstore on I-10, which is open on Christmas if you missed the front part of the podcast. I didn't go. I just saw. But yeah, man, I got I bet you I got 200 yards plus of extension cords.
I have so many extension cords that I can't fit. Like I've got this little plastic like storage container that's got 4 drawers in my garage, and I can't fit them all in there.
No, I
assure you, I probably got another 1,000 feet in my storage unit.
And my dad, he's been gone for a couple of years now. But I mean, he had a lifetime of accumulating stuff, and he was the king. And I guess I get that. I guess it's genetics. He accumulated tools. Now, how much he used them? Like, I think sometimes he bought stuff just to sort of in case, or he might have bought a tool that was kind of cool to have, never really used it, and then couldn't find it, and decided it's time to get another one just in case.
Yeah.
Because now, and I tell that to when we're at the house in Thibodeau, and it's a big place, and they got closets. I mean, literally, they got storage everywhere. And I tell everybody, I don't care what you're looking for. It's here. It's here. I mean, this is right. If it's, let me get rid of this here. I tell you what, Juan, I don't know what it is. Always the second half here. My Siri is really sensitive these days. It's sensitive. But no, I tell him, I said, go, digging. I cleaned out one of the things while I was there. There's little off the garage is a little storage closet with got a refrigerator and stuff in there. And I mean, it's just been piled up for the 3 years they've been in the house. I came on and say, man, pick a yard project, dude. Pick a yard project. We got the tools for it. We got the tool. You just go, whoever used this stuff. I mean, who needs various types of rakes? Not just I mean, like 3 different kinds, distinct kinds of rakes. And I was going to say distinct kinds of hose, but then you would have made an easy joke on that. Had a couple of those too. I had something like a spade. Dude, there's a pickaxe. What the heck are we doing with the pickaxe? When in our life have we ever needed?
My dad's got a pickaxe.
We got one too. Don't know why.
The challenge with all that, and I've gone through that before. I don't have pickaxes, but it's when do you need a tool? When you need it, and then you can't find it. You're in the middle of a project. It's like, forget it. I'm just going to get another one.
Well,
and when we downsized a few years ago, I joked. I said when I had to clean out the garage, I said I had enough hammers to build a small school and enough pencils to stock it.
It's true. Yeah. Hey, if you ever find yourself in need of pruning a bush, call my mom. What size pruners you need? Little hand pruners? We must have 10 of those.
You gotta get the one for the bigger branches, though. Yep.
Oh no, we got those. And here's what's ridiculous. I have bought some since in that house. Same reason, right? I don't want to go looking through all this pile of stuff and but yeah, you just it's funny. I find I both enjoy and I'm like cursing myself while I do some of these things, right? You get into these projects and you just like start like, man, you're such an idiot. Why are you drinking a beer right now instead of piling into and then I got to talk about everybody like, what couillon did this? What couillon? Like either actually out loud or running through my head constant like, oh, please tell me that Bjork didn't put that there. Oh, like who put a window unit in a box in the back of the shed where it's damp and the cardboard on the box got bad? And I can't tell the story without talking like a Cajun because that's how it feels like. And then what else? What else I learned? That's where all the roaches live, bro. That's
cardboard probably.
Ooh, hey, pro tip out there. Any of you that are thinking, I'd like to raise some roaches. I would like to. I'd like to see how many yard roaches can I accumulate. Go get yourself a damp cardboard box and stick it in the back of a shed. Boom. It's like a movie. And I just knew my wife wasn't there. I just said, man, my wife would be like running for the hills.
I don't like roaches. I don't like roaches.
I don't mind. Yeah, I don't mind roaches. I don't mind. I'm more lizards. I'm not a lizard guy. I don't. Snakes don't even bother me. I don't freak out about
me. I'm not. No. I don't know. Just things that might run into my house creep me out more than like a roach could scooch in there, a mouse.
dude, the
Snake's
cat
not coming in
the,
your house.
the cat that you choose to have in your house is peeing on your sofa. I mean, but at least the cat peed on something that had a warranty. She could have went pee on something, you know, or he, whatever. But what makes a cat want to pee on a sofa? Like, it seems like they'd be
because
more.
The litter box was locked up. I guess he had to go.
No. I get that, but like, I would think there's some other place in your house that would, you know what I'm saying?
He lounges on the couch. So
yeah. Let me take a whiz where I sleep. That's a good.
Look, I started to tell you this early. So now we have just a temporary thing in the house because Joey's been off for school break, and she brought her classroom fish home. And in the spirit of Mr. Kitty, the fish is named Mr. Fins.
Mr. Fins. All right.
So we had to hide. Mr. Fins is locked in the bathroom so Mr. Kitty don't eat him.
Seriously? The cat's that bad news?
I don't know. They probably saw that in a cartoon or something.
It could. I mean, mess with it. It's interesting. At the house in, my mom's house in Thibodeau, they've got, and I always kind of make that comment about you just need more pets. Y'all just need more animals in here. Because there are dogs, there are cats, there are birds. Nobody has birds anymore. I mean, think about it. But you get a cockatiel; those things live a long time, right? And then apparently, so do parakeets. Apparently, I whatever it is, I mean, they can never accuse my family of not being good to animals because they live a long time. And so they got these birds in the cage in one of the rooms, and the cat comes and goes. And the cat's a big cat, Sam, right? Sam kills rabbits. That's how bad news Sam is. Okay. And yeah, it comes in
like wild rabbits.
Now, would you think there are wild rabbits in Thibodeau near Nickel State? Yes, there are. And you know how we know that? You will occasionally find.
Sam.
Yeah. But just
man, that's got to be fast.
Or he's sneaky, and he's pure white.
Yeah.
He's as white. I mean, he's the whitest cat you've ever seen, and he's big. So he ain't sneaking up on anybody. Like, he's designed for in North Dakota, you would think, oh yeah, this guy's a stealth killer. But he dang near glows in the dark. He's so white. Wow. But he leaves the birds alone. That's the weirdest thing. You would think, like, man, that's easy pickings. He just leaves them alone.
Man, that's small eating.
Probably so. He's like, that's too easy.
He'll stock up.
That's too easy. It'd be too easy to take that stuff out. But
what about pets? I saw something, and I'm guessing it popped up because a couple of weeks ago we were talking about like old 70s toys and everything. Do you remember sea monkeys?
Oh, remember it. Checking out at TGNY. Man, every time we checked out at TGNY in Galliena, they were right there as you checked out, and we never bought any. I could never convince. I don't even know if I ever asked. I think even at a young age, I looked at that and said, that's a lot of crap right there, man.
Oh, man, we'd get a mail order because you could get them like out of classified in the comic books. They were right next to the X-ray glasses that you could have ordered for $1.
Yep, back page of those comic books. You always had the sea monkeys. And the sea monkeys were like sitting at a table eating. They were they made you believe there was like a family of sea monkeys.
I think they were actually like brine shrimp.
I think they were.
And I guess they were larvae, whatever. Not alive yet. You threw them in some water or whatever. Same thing with, do you ever have Mexican jumping beans?
I don't know that I personally ever.
I saw something pop up for that the other day, and
yeah, that's just something inside. That's like a worm inside there, man.
Right,
that's all that is. Yeah.
I had no idea. It's a moth larva, or a moth in there, and it says when you put it on your hand, it heats up the bean, which freaks out the larva and makes it bounce around.
That's just, we were, well, I say that we're I was going to say we weren't very sophisticated back then.
Right. All you people who got your VR toys for Christmas, think about a Mexican jumping bean.
You know what? But you know what? People are just as stupid as they've ever been. I did think about this today. No, here's what I'm saying. Like we look back in the old days to some of the stuff that entertained us, and we thought about, oh man, how gullible we were. But people are still stupid. The largest Ponzi scheme in the history of the world just happened with this. Was it SBF? What's this guy? FSF? The freaky.
Yeah, I don't even know his name.
Yeah, the freaky dude. All right. I mean, come on. Like we are supposedly as sophisticated as humans have ever been. We've got all this high tech, all this, but this dude scammed the world. So come on, man. Don't give me grief about a pet rock. We all wanted a pet rock back in the day. You ever had one?
I didn't, but Riley had a white elephant Christmas party, and she gave a pet rock.
Dude, that was genius marketing back in the day. They, your pet rock, and they had
the biggest regret about pet rocks is that you didn't come up with it, because God knows that whoever did made some money.
Dude made a bajillion dollars. While we're talking, like I said, things that just trigger your memory. While we're talking about peeing,
you gotta go,
man. No. Driving back, so it was just terrible weather yesterday. We drove back, and so but the first hour and a half, 2 hours of my drive coming out of Houma yesterday, I mean, skies opening up. It was bad weather. So, people were out wrecking yesterday, dude. I mean, I saw 2 18-wheelers at various times. One jackknife going off of an exit. I guess he took the exit and didn't plan it right. And I mean, that's a legit jackknife. Later on, there was an 18-wheeler off the road in a ditch, and you could just see like the top half of it, just done. Several cars along the way, but so there's a lot of that stuff. At least twice, maybe 3 different times you drive by these cats, these couillons, these chews. They pull over to the side of the road and just pee on the side of the road. It's like, what are you? Right? We drove by one time, and my wife was like, "I think that guy's peeing on the side of the road."
There's no mistaking it.
And it wasn't like we're not out in the desert. We're not, there's an exit right there. You're between exits. You're between, like, what? I don't just the mindset of, no, I don't want to be civilized. I don't want to pull. No, I want to stand 15 feet off of I-10.
Wave at cars. Shoulder square.
And take a leap. But yeah, so just shake, it's one of those trips. You're just like, oh, humanity. And that dude probably gets the vote. Oh, geez. I don't, but there you go. What else here? Oh, and also shout out, by the way, apparently there's a competition been going on for quite some time between Texas and Louisiana as you approach the border for who can have the crappiest road situation. Road construction.
I think you don't think Louisiana's gonna win that?
Man, listen, you would think I would put my money on Louisiana, but I got to tell you something. Texas is sort of like pulling a hold my beer on that. I mean, on like about 5 miles on either side of the state line. It's just no. Louisiana is, we joke about that, and then whenever it starts and you get on the ridge road, you're driving and all of a sudden your car's bumping up and down. Welcome to Louisiana. Oh man, that's Louisiana wrote the they got that. They wrote the book on that. But Texas is my thing is supposedly there's construction going on. They close all these lanes, and then so now you're driving on the side, and they put the big cement barriers. Could you give us an extra foot, maybe, guys? You know what I'm saying? Could you maybe?
Yeah, like if your side view mirrors are a little big, you're scraping that boy.
Yeah, can you just while you're doing this anyway, could you just a touch, or when you change the roads and stuff, could you maybe do a better job of getting the lines right? It's like sometimes you're driving and they're just lines that they don't match. They just cut across. Oh, we never got around to. That's where the road used to be. No, the shoulder is now the. I don't know. It's old guy complaining stuff, but
just wait later or in 2023, which is when you're watching this year. They're going to close down the Interstate 10 to one lane in each direction out near the bridge in Baton Rouge. So
nice.
That'll take you about 5 days to get to work.
Good times are coming your way. Listen, it's been a good times. And we're into the new year. By the time you guys see this, it's New Year's Eve as we do this. And I was realizing most of us enter the new year about as unhealthy as we've been all year long, right? Because you do that pre-Christmas, right? You just, it's the holidays. You're eating junk. There's always way more candy, way more food, way more junk to eat. and it's almost like it's holiday stuff, so it don't count. And then you have that week in between Christmas and New Year's that is the most bizarre week of the year. You don't know what
Can't
day it
remember what
is.
day it is.
You don't know what day it is. People are sort of working, but they're not working. Now, there are some people out there doing legit jobs, and those of you that are out there knocking it out, stocking shelves and driving trucks, whatever. But most folks that are working in any kind of office situation,
Yeah, they ain't working.
man, it's just that bizarro. So you're still getting together with people and drinking. So you just kind of hit the New Year's, probably more bloated than we ever are. And I'm listening to a podcast sometime during the last week. I got a bad habit now when I can't sleep. I just put on this certain podcast I like that, and he's got hundreds of them, and he interviews all these experts on stuff. It's pretty good. And this guy this last one.
Yeah,
it was almost
something interesting. The perfect thing to put you to sleep.
Yeah, if you're tired enough, though, I can do. Trust me, bro. Keep going. If you you can be just a steady talking helps put me to sleep. But I was listening a little bit, and he was talking about. This dude was an expert on metabolism on the
I
human
used
body.
to have one.
You still do. We all got one. All right. But here's the deal. It's he's talking about, they've studied this stuff and about how humans, which would be us, we're advanced, and our bodies are designed to store fat. That's what they do, because we are supposed to, as humans, be very active. We were hunter-gatherers. We're supposed to be exerting, I forget how many thousand steps it is a day, but it's like, we are designed to basically spend most of our days moving, finding food, hunting, right? Well, if you're successful, if you're good at that in nature, you actually take in more, because if you burn a lot of calories trying to do this stuff, but when you become successful, you can take in more calories. Your body stores that. And that's like high level stuff, man. That's like so getting overweight to our brains and our body is winning, right? Your body thinks.
Well, my body is apparently a lot more successful than I am.
And I'm just listening to this going, and he's saying that he's talking about like monkeys and chimpanzees in the zoo. You can feed them forever. When monkeys eat, when they put on weight, they put on lean tissue. They don't put on fat. They put on, right? So you should bet monkeys don't get fat. You can feed a monkey.
Lizzo's out there celebrating her success.
Man, listen. So I'm just saying is walk around next time you're in the mall or you're down at the Walmart or you're at the Rouse's, and you walk and you see somebody else that looks like they're as successful as you being at at life. Just give them the thumbs up.
That's a great way for me to start off 2023, man.
Just give them the thumbs up. Say, hey, man, congratulations on winning. Dude, me and you winning.
We got this, man. All right.
Winning. That's what your body's doing. Your body's saying.
I was planning to win a little less in 2023, but
man,
I've heard this.
Dude, I was getting depressed listening to the guy because the guy's asking him questions like, well, about, diets and this and that. And he just basically kept saying, well, you're fighting your body. Your body's just always going to do that. And once you're successful at getting heavy, your body don't want to give that up. Like that's just, man, you are winning.
That's right. It's like, the best way to stay rich is to live like you're not. It's kind of that same philosophy.
Best way to stay rich is live like Juan dropping wisdom.
Live like you're poor. So you don't spend your money, so you keep it. So my body doesn't want to spend its success.
Apparently that's how like human beings, like back in, our ancestors, the one thing that humans can do more than any, because if you think about it, we get our butts kicked by anything. Like a squirrel can really take us if it wanted to. We talk tough because we're armed, right? And we fashion knives and spears and stuff like that. But in nature, we're nothing. Like think about it. What could you beat in nature? Dude, a Nutra could take us over. You couldn't take a Nutra out with your hands. But what humans can do more than any other species is we're built for endurance. So we can chase things down, and like things that spook. Like if deer are on the plains, like antelopes and stuff, would realize, I could probably take you, but they run, right? Their fight or flight is typically flight. They run. Flight. But we can run them down the way we're designed, the way we're, And that's basically what happens. Most animals in nature, like the prey, would run until they just collapse. They're not designed to run, So I don't know why. I just science lessons with Dave and Juan today, guys.
Yeah, I'm more of a wait them out than a run them down guy.
I'm gonna sit here in a tree and
Yeah,
hit
you'll be
something
back.
with a rock. I'm gonna hit
Yeah.
something with a rock. I'm gonna let Dave chase it.
He'll be back
Dave.
eventually.
Dave, chase that deer. I'm gonna hit it with a rock when it comes back.
And you'll be out of wind, so I can hit you too. So if I needed to.
But you got to be careful. I had weird dreams listening to the podcast the other day, and it's so I'm listening, and I forget what the subject was, and you just have these dreams. You wake up thinking, you ever in a dream and you're mad, and you wake up mad because of the dream?
Because you woke up?
No, because you wake up like you realize like.
Oh yeah.
Up, and that used to be the thing.
Yeah,
I don't
you're
think
fighting with your wife. You wake up tipped off at her.
Yeah, well, that's an old joke, right? About, have ever that happened where your wife is mad at you for something she dreamed? Like something you did in her dream? But I'm dreaming. I forget what the topic was, whatever podcast I had in my ear. So I'm sleeping with a podcast playing. And I'm sitting in this boardroom table, and I forget what the subject was, but it was something that was kind of interesting. And it's something that I felt I had something to add. Like, I got some points to make here. And in my dream, I'm waiting for this person to shut up. And then I start to talk, and then somebody else starts talking. I'm like, I gotta keep quiet. And this goes on for like minutes and minutes. And in my dream, I look over somebody next to me says, "Are words coming out of my mouth right now?" Like and I woke up and I thought, now I know how Juan feels. Now, I know how Juan feels. I'm just waiting for you to come up for air. Just waiting.
Yeah, man. Well, here while you're taking air. So there's this girl that I know who, and I say I know her. She was at Nichols when we were there.
Not someone you're trying to go to lunch with.
No. Just knew her. Hadn't, other than on Facebook, hadn't communicated with her since 1985. But apparently she got married the other day.
Good for her.
And so I don't know, she posted something to the effect that was on her way to get married. So, I did the obligatory thumbs up. On
I'm
Facebook.
guessing it's not the first marriage.
No.
Yeah, I mean, because we're not youngins.
No, but so then this lady who, I hadn't seen her in several years either. She used to live in my neighborhood, but nice lady, just sent me a Facebook message, out the blue. And she said, I'm not going to say anybody's name. And she says, I'll use a different name. FYI, the man that Sue is marrying owes me $25,000. He admits he owes me the money, and told me she is aware. She is not marrying a good guy, in my opinion. Please keep this quiet.
Wait, she put this on Facebook?
No, she sent me a note. Like, please keep it quiet. It's like, why are you telling me?
Why are you telling me?
Yeah.
She just had to.
Right. I'm not going to the wedding. I'm not, sending a gift.
She's got 25,000 reasons why she needs you to know. Need you to know.
Please keep this quiet.
Oh,
my response was, wow, I hadn't seen her since college, like 1985. So don't know what to tell you.
That guy don't owe me money. I don't care. It's on you. That's on you, bro.
What you gonna do?
Hey, you woke up this morning, were you wondering, well, I wonder what was the top 20 in 1975 this week?
I was not, but I did peruse a list of what was the top 20 in 1983.
Really? All right.
Yeah. I don't have that in front of me, so don't expect me to remember it.
No, you can just tell. You can just tell where we were. And that's fascinating. That stuff to me is as fascinating as history because it tells you where we were as a country. All right. So like this week, 75. I was 10. I was 10 years old. Okay. You were what? 28, 29.
28. Oh, I had just made 28.
Something like that. So real quick, number 20 was David Ruffin, Walk Away from Love. Don't know that one. 19 was John Denver, Fly Away. All right.
Loved me some John Denver.
Number 18 was Kiss, Rock and Roll All Night. That's the world we lived in. John Denver and Kiss were side by side on the chart. 17 was Jigsaw, Sky High. Sky High, you know that? Dude, number 16 was The Captain and Tennille, The Way I Want to Touch You. Huh? dude. That sounds like an adult superstore kind of deal.
Was
right
that
there.
before or after? What was their hit?
I
Their
think
big
Love Will
hit?
Keep Us Together was the hit, but that was, I don't
Yeah,
know.
that had to be after that.
All right. 15 was Fleetwood Mac, Over My Head. That's pretty good. Over My Head. Number 14 was Electric Light Orchestra, Evil Woman. Holds up. 13 was the OJ's, Love Music. 12 was Elton John, Island Girl.
Oh, I
Then we
hated
get
that song.
Did you?
70.
Yeah.
This is 73?
75. 75.
All right.
Number 11 was Hot Chocolate, You Sexy Thing.
You sexy thing, you.
I believe in miracles. Number 10 was the Bee Gees, Nights on Broadway. Nice. 9 was Sweet, Fox on the Run. I don't know what Fox on
I
the
remember
Run.
that. Yeah.
You do? 8 was Ohio Players, Love Roller Coaster.
Boo, that's a cool song.
Number 7 was the Ohio Players, Love Roller Coaster. I said that. Sorry.
You just
Number
said that.
7. That's how much I'm paying attention.
Ooh, that's a cool song.
That's a cool. Yeah. Number 7 was Diana Ross, Theme from Mahogany.
Oh.
Whew, what a great time to be alive this was, man. Number 6 was Silver Convention, Fly, Robin, Fly.
Oh, yeah. Fly, Robin, fly.
Fly.
That was
There you
about the
go.
whole. I think that was all the lyrics.
Okay, I'm sorry. I really just did this top 20 to get to the top 5. Number 5 was C.W. McCall, Convoy.
Convoy. Breaker 19. We got a convoy.
Dude, what kind of world we living in the same week? You got Kiss, you got the Bee Gees, you got well, these next ones was Staple Singers, Let's Do It Again. That was number 4. Don't think I know that one. Number 3 was Bay City Rollers. S-A-T-U-R-D-A-Y. Night. S-A-T-U-R. Bay City Rollers. And to show you what kind of mood the country was in, number 2 was Casey and the Sunshine Band. That's the way I like it.
Bruh.
So, dude, then you're thinking, man, how could it be if what a week to be alive? Saturday night, Bay City Rollers. Number 2 is That's the Way I Like It, Casey and the Sunshine. What could possibly be the top song of the week? Barry Manilow, I Write the Songs.
Oh man, they make the whole world sing.
Man, make the young girls cry. I
Bruh.
am music. And
What's
I
the
write
next
the
one?
songs.
Oh, yeah.
And I write the songs.
That was sweet, man. That was sweet. I'm getting a little, teary-eyed over here thinking about it.
Man.
The only way that would have been better is if that song, The Streak, would have been included in that top 20.
That would have been, I think that was maybe earlier 70s.
Yeah,
Ray
man.
Stevens. Oh, yes, they call him the Streak. What comes next?
Don't look, Ethel. But it was too late.
It was
She'd
too-
already got a free throw.
You remember what it was? Oh, yes, they call him the Streak. What was the ghost line? Boogity, boogity. Boogity, boogity.
Boom.
Boogity, boogity. Oh, man. Let's boogity on out of here. What a way to
Hey.
start the year, guys. We're going to push the button. See if any of this stuck to the magical tape in the sky that we don't even know where it goes. And just somehow it ends up magically coming through here and we run it out to you. So there you go. The buffet is laid out before you. Oh, my goodness.
Feast away, man. Yeah, it's better than cabbage and black-eyed peas.
Sorry we weren't here on the first day of the year for you guys because, it's Sunday. We were day of rest, day of going to church. But we're here on the first
I'll be
Monday.
volunteering for the Lord again tomorrow.
That's right. First month. I don't care. I still wouldn't have cleaned your couch. First month. First Monday of the year. There you go. We laid it out before you guys. It's not same thing in 2023. Not a suggestion. We're not implying.
No, not even it's not a request. It's even more of a mandate.
It's a freaking mandate, guys. Freaking mandate. Get out there. Try to have the best day of your life, best week of your life, best month of your life. Let's make this year
The best year of your life.
And even if you want to judge it by how big can you get, because that's winning.
Yeah.
According to the metabolism expert I listen to, your body and your brain thinks it's winning.
Pretty much I got all of y'all beat, but it doesn't mean you can't, still shoot for second place.
No, yeah, man. Just get in the game. Bronze medal's okay. But so we're gonna get on out of here. And again, hope you all guys have a wonderful one. And anything next week?
Yeah.
We took this is the first 2-week break we take in like all year. So
Ever.
chances are, right?
Yeah,
If the
we're
good-
coming back.
Chances are, if the good Lord and Facebook and YouTube and Spotify says the same and Apple Podcast, we'll be back here.
We'll be here, man.
Same channel,
same
same
place,
everything.
same time, same channel. You got a
All
podcast
right.
place to go to, we'll be there.
All right, everybody. Have a great one. Happy New Year. Love you, bro.
Back at you, dude. But so here's almost his about information. So all of the things he checked that he liked: songwriting, fitness, genealogy, traveling, inventing and patenting, learning to code, musical performance, a cappella, stagecraft, beatboxing, playing guitar, line dancing, learning Spanish, bread making, relaxing, drumming, salsa dancing, fantasy football, audio mastering, learning French, ballroom dancing, self-defense, dog walking, walking, swimming, comedy, American football, horse racing, magic tricks, geocaching, learning, singing, snorkeling, spoken word, swing dancing, improv comedy, audio production, acting, archery, making music, memes, musical theater, robotics, fishing, martial arts, plays, karate, model rocketry, stand-up comedy, gardening, watching movies, waltz, pool and billiards, athletic coaching, theater, Roomba dancing, listening to music, and card games.
And still can't get a date.